Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And this is the card draw from this beautiful deck, the White Light Oracle. Hope you can see that, by Alana Fairchild for the month of October. I like to do the auric types. So that is in human design, the projector, manifesting generator, generator, manifestor, and reflector. I like to do a message that's specifically for you and your aura type for the month of October. I found that when I drew these cards, there was some big themes around letting go of the past, shedding what's old programming, and not doing your business, doing your life, doing anything from that old programming and moving forward. So check out these themes. If you don't know what you are, what auric type you are, according to this system, I like to say that because who you are is vast and unlimited, but as we incarnate in human form, we take on certain blueprints, and human design is one way of looking at our blueprint. So you can Google human design free body graph. You'll be able to find your own body graph. So October is another tumultuous month. There's a lot of change happening, and that change is going to take us through the end of the year and the beginning of next year. 2025 is truly a game changer year. So I say that because listen to the message you're receiving in the context of this period of time that we're really witnessing the end and the beginning of the beginning. We've done that many times in cycles, and I think that's the way the universe is honorable, because if we had to just deal with that 180 turn just like that, our brains would fry. So let's start. I'm going to start first with projectors. So in this deck, projectors got number 8. Number 8 is Bath Coal. It's a very trippy figure. It looks very Aquarian, very futuristic, from another world. So remember, projectors are non-sacral, and there's 3 types: mental projectors, energy projectors, and classical projectors. And so projectors are here to wait for the invitation. And then once they're invited, then they can do anything and be anything. You can be like a manifestor inside of that invitation, anything, once you are invited, because projectors have very penetrating auras. And so if you're not invited, it feels sharp and it feels intrusive. So we just conserve our energy because we don't have limitless energy to give out to people. And so we must save it for those who truly need it, want it, and it resonates with our own authority. And there are different kinds of authorities, from emotional authority to splenic authority to projected authority. I won't get into that, but that's a lot that you get to explore. So Bath Cole says, here's the message to you, projector. Eschew complicated explanations as you seek the simplicity of the deepest truth of your heart. So that means, like, don't get seduced by complication. That's a good message for me. Don't get seduced by complication. Just move to the simplicity of your own heart. The heart is simple. When things are simple in here, we can handle more complexity out here. And certainly in 2025 and beyond, we're going to have to handle lots of complexity. So keep it simple inside yourself. Gently but firmly cast aside that which does not resonate as true, as being true for your heart. So again, the heart is ruling, and what does not resonate, you must gently but firmly cast it aside. It's just not for you. This is going to be a message throughout. Focus on and speak from a higher spiritual perspective. All prayers are answered in perfect time and in the perfect way. We need to remember that, especially projectors, because we can get kind of despondent that we're not getting any invitations when we're ready to go and when we see all the manifesting generators doing all the things. But no. The prayers are answered. The times that you're not being invited, that's when you study. That's when you take walks. That's when you take naps. That's your time. You will be called into action. Not everything is for you. Not everything has your name on it to do, because we're not generators. We don't have a motor. So we get to relax until we're called into action. And when we're called into action, it's for us to do, and we will be given the necessary strength and tools and energy to do it. You have a powerful voice, which can foster healing. That is really true. And it can give wisdom to our planet. So remember who you are, projector. And the bottom line is to seek the simplicity of the deepest truth of your heart. They say that Bath Cole is a mysterious creature, an angel known as the divine oracle. And really, that's a projector. The projector is the advisor who's coming from the future here to help lead and guide. We are the future leaders of the world in all capacities because we possess the wisdom, not the doing capacity, but the wisdom, and not the initiation capacity, but the wisdom. So honoring that, I'm going to just say this one thing, honoring that deep inner knowing requires the confrontation of fear or moving in unexpected directions. So that means really letting go of attachment. You can't have attachments. And the fear that comes up, that's for you to attend to. So when you're not being invited, do your inner work, do your shadow work, do your wounded child healing, what's that called? Inner child healing work. Do your trauma work, do all of that stuff to nourish your inner self and to rid yourself of the fear. There's a lot of fear out there, and we're not to get hooked. So if you find yourself getting hooked by either conspiracy theories, things that you just have no idea, you've not witnessed it firsthand, no one you know has witnessed it firsthand, you get to let it go. Do not become an armchair conspiracy theorist. Do not. It's not serving anyone. It's just perpetrating fear. If you have an issue with that, take it up with me directly, because I have a lot to say about that. And I'm going to move on. Okay, so the second one is the reflector, number 27. Reflector, you got Aurora de Gamma, Aurora of Gamma. I love this one, number 27. I'm going to show you what she looks like. She's stunningly beautiful, reflector. There you go. Okay, so number 27, Aurora comes from the dawn. It's a Roman goddess. So you can already feel that we're talking here for you, reflector, about some new beginnings. And that requires some shedding of the old. So here's what Aurora de Gamma has to say to you. And that is, it is time to let go of what has been. Sometimes reflectors can get attached because it's like as a sense of safety, because there's so much that's fluid and changing in their being. But here you are, it's time to let go of what has been. You are swiftly outgrowing your past. Explore and commit to a spiritual practice that supports your personal transformation so that you can cross the threshold before you now. That's a good word for all of us. We have a threshold. The whole world has a threshold. And we don't want to bring our baggage, our pile of junk over that threshold. We really want to let it go. So take some time to contemplate, as we've been through these series of eclipses that have had us understand really what cannot go forward. And that's a specific message for the reflector. Embrace your freedom to be creative in your approach. I love that, because reflectors, you too are from another world. You are a lunar energy, and you are the future. There will be more and more reflectors coming. So while you might feel really alone as 1% of the reflectors, you carry a very deep impact, because you're a communal energy. You're here to unite us. And it's a big job because there's a lot of conditioning. So this is perfect for you. So don't doggedly commit yourself to previous ideas and plans. Again, all of those previous ideas and plans are just being upended because they were based on the old mind. We have a new mind that's coming. You have the spiritual intelligence necessary to evolve. Continue your healing journey and trust that a positive outcome is imminent. This is what's going to happen when you let go of the past. The gamma waves represent the high frequency. You can get spiritual insights. So you may even want to work with gamma waves. There are plenty of those on Spotify you can find and start meditating to those gamma waves. Okay, we're going to do manifesting generators next. Man, Jens, you got number 26, the Deer of Delta. This is for you. It's very beautiful, Deer of Delta. Now, the Deer of Delta is quite interesting for the manifesting generator because you guys are go, 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 go. And the Deer of Delta is that you get spiritual protection. You can rest in knowing that you're protected. So that's number 26. Without any force, this is beautiful. Without any force, you can overcome even extreme negativities. This is your spiritual protection. You don't need to fight for yourself. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to have battle armor on, manifesting generator. You can simply know you are protected. I know a lot of people are discovering that their partners are narcissists or they are breaking up with codependent patterns. You don't have to get mean or defensive about it because you are spiritually protected. I love that. So stay in that frequency. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own unique way. We are all innocent. We are all gentle at the core of ourselves. So this is hearkening you back and having you remember that you don't need to fight. You do not need to become something you are not. And that's what fighting does. Fighting turns us into something we are not. We take it on because we think we have to, and it's an egoic ploy, but we don't have to do that. So don't let, I always say this, don't become what you despise. If you're like this, if you are against something, don't become that person that actually embodies the thing you're against. It's deep medicine. Here's the thing, you can never be dominated. You can never be bullied at a spiritual level. Why? Because the real you is always empowered and protected in the light. I love that. I think about my manifesting generator friends who are going through some hard times. And if you could really anchor that, then you could walk in peace. Let's see. It said that shamans of old understood that to obtain transformational awareness, one would have to sever themselves from the world and from the known world and to unlearn what we once knew. And I feel like that's, again, another theme that's coming through as we move from the old paradigm to the new. And the new is not necessarily better. It's just totally different and it's disorienting. And it's only better if our frequency matches it. But we have to unhook from the old. We have to unlearn the old ways. And this is part of that message to the manifesting generator and to all of us. Now, the generator, you have number 31. And this is another lesson right here. Isn't that beautiful? It's the Shaktipat of Seahorse. Shaktipat of Seahorse. This one is one of my favorites, and it's also the hardest one when I get it because it's a very yin card. So generator, you are our doer, and you get to also be in the flow of life. There's no need for you to hustle or try. And a lot of generators actually don't. They have a rhythm and they know when to relax. And that's the beauty of having a defined sacral. You actually know when to stop. Your body tells you that. But manifestors, reflectors, and projectors don't have that. So they don't actually know when to stop. And so they could actually be workaholics. But generators know there's a rhythm to life. And this is going to tune you in even more to that rhythm of life. As you embrace your inner essence, you will be at peace with who you are. Okay, so generators, you're here to be your authentic self. You are not a slave. You're not here to slave away. You're here to wake up to your authentic self. That's what we're doing at this time and space. When we were slaves, when we were people who built pyramids as generators, we were slaves and we were meant to just do the heavy lifting, get that damn brick on top of that other brick and build that freaking pyramid. But that's not how it's going anymore. We have evolved. And now the greatest gift of a generator is to be your most authentic self and to love what you love for the thing to bring you pleasure and work in that thing that brings you pleasure. So if you do that, you'll be at peace with who you are, including your vulnerability, and no longer see the need to conform to social ideals which have no true resonance for your heart. Again, do you see the theme? We are totally unwinding the old ideals of the past. This is in every single reading. You're encouraged to trust your intuitive recognition of which environments and relationships harmonize well with you. That's a very reflector statement. Supporting your spiritual growth and well-being on all levels. You have the innate capacity to manifest. Relax, and you shall attract all that you need. Now, there's something really important to say about this Shaktipat of Seahorse, and that is that the seahorse has these friends in the ocean, like the seagrass. And so, look, when the waves are moving and they're really intense, seahorse doesn't do really well because seahorse is not a hunter, actually. Seahorse is a receiver. So seahorse in those times, like say a predator is swimming around, seahorse will hide in the grass. And then when the waves are moving, seahorse will just wait until the food comes to seahorse, and then seahorse will act. It's a very yin energy. It's a very trusting energy. And it reminded me of the pure generator, because when you are in the flow of life, you really don't have to act until 1 second before you have to act. And you will know because you're following your sacral. Your sacral is connected to the earth, to the rhythms more than anyone else. So take that on. Don't make it so hard. And now our final energy is the manifestor, number 43, Karma of Kutuhala. I like this bird. It's pretty epic. Number 43, I'm going to read that. We're going to end with the manifestor. Okay. Karma of Kutuhala. Kutuhala in Sanskrit is a term that translates as that which excites wonder. So here's the pathway we're going to go on. It's a little bit like follow your bliss. Your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience. Did you catch that? you should, because this is epic. Your sacred soul passion, that which you have energy for, that which you want to manifest, is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer world. That's what you've been given as a manifester. So commit to what truly ignites your heart and don't be dissuaded by anything else. Just keep your third eye gaze right there. If you're seeking to make a commitment, then do so when it truly connects to your heart. Again, for the manifestor, this is really important because this is not your agenda. You are not given these gifts of initiation for your own egoic agenda. You are given these gifts of initiation for the world. Like you are a pioneer. And I know a lot of you, I work with a lot of you in my coaching, and a lot of you don't like that because it's super lonely. And I get it. And you have been conditioned to not trust yourself. Well, again, we're going into a new world. And so you get to shed that conditioning and you get to start trusting yourself. And you do it through the mechanism of the heart. If you're seeking to make a commitment, do so when it connects to your heart and follow your genuine, meaningful bliss. It's true. What really is like, what you have the passion for. Know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail. You shall arise. I love that. And it doesn't always seem that way, and it seems scary. And I really want to pay homage to the manifester because I've seen a lot of you all say that to me. But this is your birthright. Your birthright is to step into this and know that you will prevail when it's aligned with your heart and you have the energy for it. So like everything, we are shedding the old. And you can tune in to this week, October through the 13th. That's my weekly forecast. Now, I'm really going to prepare us for the full moon coming up on Aries on October 17th. And there are some very big events that are happening this week. So tune into that video for how you can start to shed more and step into what these cards are asking you to step into. Blessings.